In the years following the crucifixion, a small group of believers gathered in the shadows. They were a movement under siege, viewed by the Roman state as a wicked superstition to be uprooted. Outside their doors stood an empire of absolute cultural and military dominance. Rome was already saturated with established gods and influential mystery cults that had held power for centuries. Survival for a targeted Judean sect seemed impossible. Yet within a few generations, this group would go from hiding in cellars to occupying the highest seats of power. This shift was driven by a man who possessed the rare ability to navigate the three distinct worlds that made up the ancient Mediterranean. That man was Paul. Born Saul of Tarsus, he held a unique triple identity that allowed the gospel to cross boundaries that were previously impassable. Paul was raised as a strict Pharisee, giving him an exhaustive understanding of the Old Testament and its prophecies. This was his first world, a deep Orthodox Jewish heritage. He also grew up in a Greek-speaking city, which provided him with a sophisticated Hellenistic intellect. He could communicate spiritual ideas in a language the broader Gentile world understood. Finally, Paul was a Roman citizen. This legal status was a rare privilege, granting him the right to travel freely and safely across the vast empire's borders to spread his message. Paul acted as a translator between these worlds, taking a local movement and adapting it into a faith that could be understood from the synagogues of Jerusalem to the streets of Rome. Paul focused his efforts on the empire's busiest trade routes. He utilized the same stone-paved roads that the Roman legions used to expand his own reach. He aggressively targeted major urban centers like Ephesus and Corinth. These cities were massive hubs of information, allowing ideas to spread rapidly along both maritime and overland paths. To make the faith accessible to non-Jews, Paul removed cultural barriers like circumcision, focusing instead on the universal concept of grace. As he traveled, Paul maintained these distant groups through a constant stream of letters. These epistles provided a unified set of instructions to believers who were thousands of miles apart. These documents meant the movement didn't require a central temple or a single physical location to stay cohesive. It could scale across the entire Mediterranean basin. Paul utilized the Roman Empire's own infrastructure, its roads, its cities, and its postal routes, to carry a message that the state itself would eventually see as a threat. As the movement grew, Roman authorities began to view Christians with suspicion. They were forced to adapt, moving their gatherings and communications strictly out of sight. They used the architecture of the Roman city as a physical defense. Homes were built with high, windowless exterior walls that effectively hid the activities taking place inside from public view. Believers would step off a public street and through a private doorway into a secluded courtyard. These enclosed areas were quiet, private sanctuaries where no eyes could peer in from the outside. To identify safe houses and verify fellow believers, they relied on hidden symbols, like the ship's anchor and the fish. The ichthyes functioned as a secret code. In Greek, its letters represented the phrase, Jesus Christ, Son of God, Savior. These signs allowed believers to communicate their core theology and verify their identities in a hostile environment where a single mistake could be fatal. By utilizing these hidden spaces and secret communications, the movement survived waves of state-sponsored purges that would have dismantled almost any other group. The Roman world was already filled with mystery religions. Cults dedicated to Isis and Mithras also practiced secret rituals and shared communal meals of bread and wine. Christianity offered something distinct, a faith built on a real historical figure. While other gods were based on ancient myths, the Christians spoke of a man who had lived and died in their own era. They also practiced agape, or unconditional love. Their dedication to caring for the poor, the widowed, and the sick provided a social support system that the established pagan culture did not offer. This combination of historical grounding and radical communal care allowed Christianity to establish a presence that the Roman state could not replicate or ignore. Despite centuries of persecution, the movement became so widespread and deeply rooted that the Roman authorities lost the ability to contain it. By the 4th century, the shift was complete. Emperor Constantine himself claimed that the Christian God was responsible for his military success, ending the era of state-sponsored persecution. The peculiar people moved from the catacombs to the public square as their faith became the official religious foundation of the empire. The global presence of the church today is the direct descendant of those first small groups that met in secret 2,000 years ago. The accessibility of the New Testament today is the result of Paul's ability to bridge cultures and the quiet, persistent courage of that first underground community.